It's already winter. That means November is almost ending. Christmas is around the corner. I don't know. 2016 is just gone. Just like that. Crazy. Crazy. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. This might be a little lengthy, so please go grab your cup of tea or a cup of coffee or your glass of wine, whatever it is you like. Make yourself comfortable because today we are doing another story time. Nothing better than a hot cup of tea on a cold rainy day. To my channel. Today is story time. Yes, I don't know, time has been rushing like crazy. I cannot believe it's been 15 years since I came to Germany, and you know what, 12 out of those 15 years I've been studying. Please don't judge till you hear my story. Anyway, like you can imagine, 12 years is a long time. There is no way I'm going to put all that information, all those stories, all that nice, bitter, sweet information in one video because it will take the whole day. So I'm going to divide it in a series, and yes, I will just be giving one after the other. And today I will just start with telling you my experience when I was applying for a position to study in Germany. Okay, as many of you might already know, I came to Germany as an au pair. It was a very nice, beautiful, five-headed family in the east, deep middle of East Germany, in a village called Speck. It's a village in the middle of the Müritz National Park in Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, and that's where I landed when I came to Germany. It was a beautiful place to stay and a beautiful place for someone coming from a village in Kenya to land, because it was not as shocking, as crowded, and it was a nice place to adjust. Let's put it like that. Yes. My main aim, my main goal, my objective actually was to finish my au pair time and continue studying in Germany. Like you can imagine, I met so many people and I was always asking for advice. What do I do if I want to study here? And most foreigners, especially any African person that I met, they all of them told me there is no way you can study when you come here with an au pair visa. You always have to go back home and change it to studies or Studiumvisum, and then you can come to Germany. And I was like so disappointed, because it would mean I have to pay my flight back, and I might not even get that Studiumvisum in Kenya, and then might never come to study. And I was like, what? So whatever I do, like I was brought up, I always have to pray for something, and then I believe God will give me the best of the solution. He will give me like the best of it. And so I prayed about it, and then I said, what the hell, I will try. So I wrote my applications for studying. I wrote to Rostock and to Berlin and to Potsdam. You know, all that I wanted was to come to Germany, study medicine, become a doctor, heal unhealable diseases, and save the world. You know, like the dream of everyone, I guess. Anyway, yes. And so I applied for studies. During my au pair time, I had done first a German course, the DSH, which I did in Rostock. DSH is like Deutsche Sprache für Hochschulzugang, which is like the highest German level you could have achieved, at least those days. How it is today, no idea. But yes, I had already done my DSR and I had already got my certificate. So I was applying now for my medical studies. And what happened is I wrote all my applications and gave the mother of my au pair kids to send them for me to these universities, and then I waited like we always do when we do such things. So I waited and waited and waited. I got a letter from Rostock telling me that I cannot be admitted in Rostock because they did not have a student colleague there. I first have to do student colleague somewhere else and then get admission. So Rostock was out of the equation. Then I was left waiting for Potsdam and Berlin. Potsdam gave me a reply that I had to go and do some exam, but it was, I think they were giving me chemistry instead of medicine, and yeah, I was not happy about it anyway, but I did the admission exam anyway. But the thing is, I was waiting for Berlin because this is the place that I could do the student colleague and get admission for medicine. So I waited and waited and waited. And what happened is one day, because I was done waiting, I had waited and waited, and the year was almost ending, and I needed a place to study, otherwise I had to go home. You cannot stay here without a visa. And I decided to give them a call. I was like, and it was at the Charité, Zulassungsstelle, I think. And then I was calling there, and the woman was like, oh no, we are sorry, but we did not get any of your applications. And I was like, what? They were sent the same time, the ones from Potsdam, the ones in Rostock, and the ones in Berlin. How come 2 arrived and 1 did not? It's weird. But there's nothing I could do, so they told me my application forms were not there, and I was so disappointed. So I went home and told my au pair mom that the people in the Charité did not get my application forms, and she was like, so ein Quatsch, yeah? So she took it was like in the evening, you can imagine, almost 5, and 5 is the time that they close our offices, normal offices in Germany. So it was, I think, 5 minutes before 5, she took the phone. She was like, pap, give me this telephone. And then she was taking the telephone and she was calling them, and she was really mad. And she was like, blah, 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 I'm the one who sent those forms and they must have arrived. And the lady at the Zulassungsbüro was like, okay, wir schauen noch mal nach. And then they were looking, Frau Kabiri, I see. We had a little problem with her. And she was like, what kind of problem? Because she has this DSR certificate, which actually means that she could get into the university and study, but she has her end of high school certificate from Kenya, which does not allow her to get a position in the university direct. So we were kind of in a dilemma. We did not know what to do with her. Seriously. And the mom was like, so yeah, what is she supposed to do? She just has a visa which goes up to December, and then she either has to go back. She needs to know now. And then the lady was like, okay, let's do this. Let Frau Kabira come tomorrow for the interview. It's like a written interview for the student colleague. And if we decide otherwise, at least she will have done that. And if she can enter the university direct, then it will be no problem anyway. And the au pair mom was like, what? Tomorrow? We live in Speck. It's like a little village in the middle of nowhere. And the exam is in Berlin. At what time? And at 8. How is she supposed to be there at 8 in the morning? And then she was like, yeah, it would be nice. And then my au pair mom was like, okay. She hung the phone. She was really an amazing woman. So she got into the phone, called her friends from Berlin, and then organized for me the train. And the same night I traveled from Speck to Berlin. friends of my au pair mom came and picked me up. I stayed at their place. I was so confused. I was like, I'm going to an exam. I don't even know what I'm expected to know. I'm not prepared. I'm not learned. I've not done anything. But I was like, yep, I will do it. So the next day at 8, we went to the exam place. So many people. It was like over 600 people, I guess, and we were all foreigners doing the Studienkolleg-Aufnahme test to see if we can be taken. And then I was like, no way. I guess all these people have been preparing for months, and I am here, have no idea what kind of exam it's going to be. No way. But I was there, and I was confident in whatever I thought to know. And we did the exam. It had all parts of it. There was the German part, which means there was the Leseverständnis, Hörverständnis, Grammatik, and then there was also questions like from physics and biology, and I was like crazy. And this was just the Zulassung for the M course, which was like the medical course. In other days, there were also Aufnahmetests for the T course, like technical course, and the S course, which was like the language and arts course. And this day, I was like, oh, no way. Really, no way. I thank God that I had done the German course before, so I was kind of fresh in the grammar and the German itself. But you must imagine, my whole life, I've been calculating 2 times 2. And now all of a sudden, I have to think German in mathematics and biology. It was difficult. But somehow, the next day, the lady from the Zulassungsamt called me, and she was like, yeah, I had to tell you straight away that you made it the exam. I was like, what? Yes, out of more than 600 people, we were like 24 or were they 25 people chosen, and I was among them. I just said, thank you, God. It was a miracle, seriously, because I don't know how I would have done that. But yeah, I got my Zulassung for the Studienkolleg at the we'll say Homburg University, which is like now the Charité, and it was working together with the Freie Universität in Berlin, so it was like a combination of both of them. Yeah, and they told me I could start in February. So my au pair family extended my au pair visa for 1 month so that I can stay with them for January. And then February I came to Berlin to start.
Falls du gerade etwas gesagt hast, habe ich es nicht gehört.
Nein, habe ich nicht. My phone is crazy. Anyway, where was I? Yes, and I was about to start a new, nice, exciting, difficult, really difficult life in Berlin studying medicine. But first, I had to do the Studienkolleg. Yes, but for now, I think I will stop that. That was the application part and the interview part and yeah, the Zulassung part. And I would say it was an experience that involved a lot of waiting, a lot of trusting, and of course sometimes a little bit being a little harsh to the officers, because sometimes they will not take you seriously. Yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope it wasn't way too long, and I think if you watched up to this moment, I think it would be nice if you just clicked the subscribe button and yeah, give me a little support. And for more of these studying stories, please tune in next time. Thank you and have a great new week. Until next time, ciao! Ah, yes. Yo, by the way, if you've not watched my last video about lessons learned from the Trump campaign, please click here. And my other last video, which was about the little things that I don't like about Germany, please click here. And thank you so much for watching. Ciao!